And what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, today we're going to be talking about how to start your life over. I think this is something that a lot of us kind of get trapped in when we make drastic decisions that takes us away from our old life. And from what I've noticed, at least for me, kind of get into a place where you're like, man, should I keep going? Should I stay right here? Should I go back? Like a limbo, kind of like a limbo state, right? But the first thing you can't do is go back. We're gonna get right into it, man. Make sure I hit the like button, get in the comment section, man. Turn your notifications bell, man. We dropping more bangers. I'm back at it. So the first thing you can't do is go back. Walking backwards is basically right. We cannot take 10 steps forward to go down, just to turn around and take 10 steps backwards. That's not going to help you. That's not going to help your situation. That's not going to help the people you want to inspire. If you want to inspire people, whatever butterfly effect that pertains to your life, you going backwards is not going to help. So let's get that out the way from the jump. Guys, I always keep it G and keep it P with me. I quit smoking. Smoking was a big detriment to my life. It affected my state of mind. It affected how I see people, how I see the world. And I was already kind of just racing against the clock because in my lifetime, I never really got to be a child. Right? So dealing with that, dealing with life, is this and that. Yeah, but that's a story for another time. Maybe we'll talk about that in another video. Who knows? But don't go backwards. If you go backwards, you might as well just give up. And essentially, that's how you have to look at it. If I take 10 steps backwards, I'm giving up. I'm not going forward. I'm not pushing the momentum in a good direction. So, do not give up. And essentially, I said do not give up. Don't go backwards. So if you stop doing something that was critically damaging your life, don't pick it back up again. Whether that's a habit, whether that's hanging out with certain people, whether that's going to a certain place. I know some people that you don't really drink, but every time you go to a bar, something happens, right? You're getting arrested, there's a fight, there's this, there's that, right? And then you notice that there's a decline of that when you stop going to those places. That is a clear sign that those places are not for you. The second thing, remember the old habits that you used to do that brought you positive, good dopamine, or find new hobbies and habits that you're interested in. For example, I used to be big into anime, and over the time, I just stopped watching it. I stopped enjoying it. I started relating it to like other bad habits that I used to have. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of lost, I wouldn't say I lost my personality, but I lost the things that brought me fulfillment in life. Right? Because, man, when I was smoking, I was like, hey, as long as I got my weed, I got my weed and my imagination. You know what I'm saying? And looking back, like, that was no way to live. Right? Because it basically drained me of my personality. Right? If I didn't smoke, I wasn't sociable. If I didn't drink, I wasn't, So it kind of altered my personality to really thrive on these things. Like, okay, I gotta smoke and drink to be myself. I gotta smoke and drink to have a good time. And that typically wasn't the case. And I realized this. I would say there's never such thing as too late as long as you make a direct change. Right? So I stopped doing it full turkey. I stopped smoking full turkey. I stopped drinking full turkey. Now, on a night when I'm treating myself, I might have a glass of wine with my meal, but I don't drink consistently. And then even with that glass of wine, I very seldom have one, right? Because I understand the effects of alcohol and how it can affect you, and what it does to the brain and what it does to the body. So, do with that information as you will. But you wanna do things that take up that time, right? You wanna do stuff that brings not only good energy, but it takes up the time because, and I got to throw God up in every video, man. The idle mind really is the enemy's playground because when I look back and I think of those times where my mind was idle, right? I was typically smoking, I was typically drinking, I was typically fapping, I was typically doing all these things where I wasn't proactively doing something with my brain. You get what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, man. Definitely keep that in mind. Number 3, pray. And I know prayer should be number 1, but I'm big on presenting God and not forcing God, right? Because prayer is number 1 in my life. But I'm not about to force that upon people because the Bible even says to seek Him, right? I can give you the book, but I can't make you read it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm big on that. And I think a lot of Christians kind of forgot that. It's like they praise the Bible, but I don't think they really read the Bible in the way that you should be reading it, or at least I think that's a topic for another story, man. But all right. Number 4, find better people to be around. Like, this isn't going to be easy, especially if you're introverted, right? I'm a Leo, so I kind of do both. I can kind of lean introvert, lean outrovert, but lately in my life I've been leaning introvert. So typically, this itself has been a quest, you know what I'm saying, for me to conquer, right? Finding like-minded people, finding people who don't smoke and party all the time. Not to say that you can't have a good time, but to do it all the time makes me question what not only your life is going to be like, but what is my life going to be like afterwards? You know what I mean? So find like-minded people, right? I run hard twice a week on my off days, and then on my third day, like today, I typically walk, right? I might get a mile in 2 on a jogging tip, but something light. I don't really push myself. And then I also, push-ups, sit-ups, planks. And I keep it very calisthenic. I keep it very simple, and it works for me. So finding like-minded people is definitely something that you want to do when it comes to resetting your life. The last, but the most crucial tip: don't compare yourself to your old self, and don't be too hard on yourself. And I'm gonna break this down. This is 2 points. The reason why I'm saying don't compare to yourself to your old self, because when you're not trying to be the best version of yourself, life tends to be easy, right? No matter where you sit on the spiritual side, no matter what your belief system is, you can look at your life and see when you were not being as productive, when you were not trying to better yourself in a genuine, positive way, life was easy, right? It was easy to get what you wanted. It was easy to do what you wanted to do, right? When you turn to a righteous path and want to improve yourself in a real way, it's difficult. It becomes difficult, and it's difficult for a reason, because you are trying to obtain something that 99% of people are not trying to obtain. That's number 1. And then if you want to look at it from the spiritual aspect of it, right? If we want to go spiritual, guys, this place is run by the enemy. So he's not going to be worried about people that's not trying to turn the righteous path for their life. He's not. Why would he care? You're right in his palm. Why would it matter? But the very moment you make a conscious decision, like, I'm not smoking, I'm not drinking, I'm not watching porn, I'm not, trying to sleep with a whole bunch of women. I'm preserving my energy. I'm protecting my mind. I'm protecting my peace. I'm gonna be a stand-up guy, a stand-up woman. I'm gonna be a virtuous man, a virtuous woman. When you really start to embody this change, things are going to become difficult, but you have to stay steadfast in your conviction and keep going. And then the second part, don't be so hard on yourself. This is something that I struggle with. I am very critical of myself because I know what I'm capable of. And sometimes knowing what you're capable of will put you in a state of, damn, like, why is it not happening now? Why is it not happening yet? Why is it not happening now? It's not supposed to. Either you didn't put in enough work, or it's not the time yet. That's it. There's the only two explanations for this situation. But that's it for this video, guys. Go ahead and hit the like button. If you like the video, man, drop a comment in the comment section. And I'll see y'all in the next one.